we're going to talk about dividing fractions, and let me just pull up my colors here. When we talk about dividing fractions, let's look at this from a visual standpoint. What I've got right now is I've got a problem that says 2 divided by 1/4. And so I have all of this. I have 2 whole rectangles. And if I'm going to try to divide them by 1/4, let's look at what that means. Okay? 2 divided by 1/4 means 2 divided into fourths, divided into sections of 1/4. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pen here and I'm going to divide this 2 wholes into fourths. Terribly crooked. Okay, so I've divided these 2 whole rectangles into fourths. Well, let's look at what that means. It's asking me how many fourths is that? Because when I divide the 2 by fourths, when I divide it by fourths, how many are there? Well, when I divide 2 by 1/4, I get 8 fourths. So 2 divided by 1/4 equals 8. Okay, because there's 8 pieces now. If I look at dividing, and I'm using a mathematical approach, we can use reciprocals. Reciprocals look like this. For example, let's say I take 1/3. The reciprocal is 3/1. Or if I had 9/13, the reciprocal is 13/9. Okay, so you flip it over. If I'm dividing using reciprocals, it looks like this. A over B divided by C over D equals A over B times D over C. If we look at the example up here that we tried before, for example, 2 divided by 1/4, I'm going to take 2 and multiply it by the reciprocal. See, these here, these are reciprocals. So 2 times 4/1 gives me 8/1, which is equal to 8. Now this 2 can be an implied 2/1. And so that is how I use reciprocals to multiply instead of dividing. And so if I'm using reciprocals to multiply instead of divide, if I've got a problem like here in A, all I need to do is switch it up. So 5/9 divided by 2/3. I am going to do a method here. 5/9 times 3/2. What I can do is I can cross reduce. So 3 goes into 9 3 times, 3 goes into 3 1 time, and so I'll have 5/6. The method here, we can call it the keep, change, flip method. We keep the first, change the sign, and flip the second. So, how do we deal with this when we're talking about whole numbers? Well, I can rewrite this as equal to 4/5 divided by 2/1. So I just rewrite that whole number as a fraction, or the mixed number as an improper fraction. And so I am going to use the keep, change, flip method. So I'm going to keep the first, 4/5. I'm going to change to multiplication, and I am going to flip the second. So if I keep change flip, I've got 4/5 times 1/2. I'll just do it straight across this time, and I'll have 4/10, which if I divide top by 2, bottom by 2, I end up with 2/5. Okay, so that's using reciprocals to multiply instead of divide. I keep change flip, the KCF. Let's do one more. So I'm going to KCF. So keep the first one, change the sign, flip. I'm going to reduce by looking across. 3 goes into 3, 3 goes into 9 3 times, 3 goes into 6 twice, and I will multiply to get 15 over 14. I could rewrite that as 1 and 1/14. Here's a couple of examples for you to try. Notice we've got a couple of tricky ones down here with the mixed numbers. Let's go ahead and make those improper fractions and keep change flip. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.